Sorry, it took me a lot longer to get this thing worked out than I expected. But it is all worked out. And Earl is going to be so surprised tomorrow night.
You sound like you're still on your honeymoon.
Oh, yes, we feel that way. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Well, gee, I'm glad you're so thrilled.
Mr. McKechnie and I are over and done with for good.
Oh, really? When did this happen?
This morning when I went out to his castle and gave him back all the gaudy trinkets he ever gave me.
Barbara, you did what? Why did you do that?
Why? I'll tell you why, Lisa. Because he almost cost me my son.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I can't believe that Duncan would have anything to do with James going out of town and taking Paul and Emily.
Wait. I know James. And I know James wasn't concerned about the upcoming trial on John Dixon's charges. And I know he's arrogant enough to think that he could handle Lucinda whenever she found out about Emily. There was something else that was the real threat. And Duncan knows what it is.
Oh, Barbara, don't you think you're overreacting?
No,
just a little bit.
I'm not overreacting. Duncan has something on James. And I have to find out what it is to protect my son.
Yes, and to protect yourself as well, right?
If I don't, who will?
Oh, darling, don't you see what you're doing? Barbara, you're isolating yourself. You're just putting up walls around you, and if you put up too many, it's going to take a long, long time for them to ever come down.
I'll tell you something, Lisa. When you're vulnerable and you're trusting, you get hurt. I found that out. And evidently so did my mother.
Oh, dear.
Just when you think you really know people, they aren't at all what they seem to be.
Barbara, I grant you, no one is perfect. Not even Bob and Kim. But the last thing in the world they'd want would be to hurt you.
So why did they introduce Sabrina as their long-lost daughter?
Well, honey, you don't expect them to lie to you, do you?
Lisa, it just doesn't seem fair to my mom's memory.
Oh, Barbara, I'm sure if Jennifer were here, she would certainly want them to acknowledge Sabrina.
I wish she were alive. I wish she were still alive. I need her so much right now. I just feel so alone.
You're not alone. Barbara, darling, you are really not alone.
Yeah, sure.
No, you're not.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello. We decided to have a great big shopping trip today.
Well,
we're better to go.
Good. Hi, Barbara.
Hello.
After weighing all of the evidence and conferring at length with the board, it is my considered opinion that the responsibility for the criminal activity of December 14th, 21 years ago, rests with two people. Howard Lansing, who engineered the switch for profit, and Rick Ryan, his accomplice. One is dead and therefore beyond punishment, and the other has fled to a country where he is safe from extradition and temporarily beyond the law.
Does this mean that you believe I had nothing to do with it?
The part you played, John, raises a moral issue rather than a legal one. The fact that you learned of the switch 2 years later and kept that information to yourself because you thought the baby was dead, that's a matter between you and the Hughes family. I don't feel it's my duty as administrator to judge or punish you for that. This decision is based on the authority that this hospital has for such cases. No, until we get our hands on Dr. Ryan, Memorial won't be pressing any charges.
I understand, Rex. I appreciate it, Rex. I really do.
Speaking personally now, Bob, I want you to know that I'm fully aware of the effect that this terrible business has had on your family, and I'm heartily sorry. John, if you expect to work harmoniously with Bob as chief of staff, that's something you're going to have to work out between the two of you.
I want to thank you, Rex. I'd like to thank
There's nothing to thank me for. And now, Bob, if you have a minute, there's something I'd like to work out with you as chief of staff.
Sure, Rex.
Is there anything else, John?
No.
Speaking frankly, if there's someone you should thank for saving your job, it's Lucinda Walsh.
I know exactly what you're up to, you know.
Care for a chocolate? Have a seat. I'll tell you all about my surgery.
Why were you the one that had to tell Sierra that Tonio was having an affair with Barbara?
How are you, Craig? I'm fine, Lucinda. Gee, thanks for coming by. Sure.
And why, if you had this information at your fingertips, why did you now, just when there's a possibility of a reconciliation with her and the father of a baby?
It was time.
Why?
Sierra was starting to buy into Tonio's emotional commitment. And I don't like to see a friend of mine get hurt that way. I didn't want to see her tear herself apart with guilt about a man who had been blatantly unfaithful to her.
Something straight, all right? Let's get something straight right away. You and I know why he was unfaithful to her, because every time he got in bed with her, you were there between them.
Oh, I see. So now it's my fault that Tonio got into bed with Barbara Ryan.
Everything is your fault. It's your fault that she ran off and she married that guy in the first
Yeah.
place. It's your fault, and you never were man enough to acknowledge it and take the responsibility, or man enough to just lose gracefully. No, you have to have revenge. Revenge. You're just a dog in the manger is what you've been. If you can't have her, then nobody else can.
You know, I understand
What?
this very well, because it sounds to me a lot like a Lucinda Walsh credo.
Oh. You're asking for it.
No, you're begging for it.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Secret Antiperspirant, now in a new wide solid with a comfortable curved shape, and by Bold 3 for clothes that feel as good as they look.
Now, what's happening here really is that if you couldn't have me, you're going to make sure that your daughter couldn't have me either.
You were not the right man.
No, it was revenge and didn't care who got hurt, including Sierra. Now, if you want someone to blame for Tonio's infidelity, you don't have far to look.
It's my fault now.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel good holding me again?
I don't know. You tell me. Does it feel good?
What do you think was the cruelest infidelity Sierra had to face? Tonio with Barbara? Or you with me? Moving right along, darling. What were we talking about? Actually, you'll be pleased to know that she did go right back to town and face Tonio, and she left him quite shaken.
Quite shaken? Sympathy. Sympathy for Tonio. Sympathy for the man who was sleeping with other women while he was married to your daughter. What compassion, Lucinda. I think that you win the Mother of the Year award again. Now, why are you wasting your time venting your spleen on me? Why don't you just go nail Tonio to the wall?
I don't have to. Anyway, about this thing with Barbara, I knew. I took care of that long ago.
You knew. God, you are amazing. You are amazing. I guess it's par for the course, though. I guess that's why you gave Tonio his own division?
Darling, let's get to the point. Let's cut through all of this. We got a girl here who's pregnant and she needs a husband.
Oh, how enlightened. How also incredibly modern of you, Lucinda. What she needs is friends, and she's got them. She does not need a philandering husband, and she does not need a manipulative, self-centered mother like you.
Everything's my fault. Fine, everything is. But why can't you, just once? Why can't you be wonderful? Why can't you put something...
self-centeredness is what got you into trouble with James Stender.
I was never in any trouble with that
You got burned, baby. You got burned real bad. Look at you, you're a wreck.
I burned it all. I don't know why. I bother.
It's a good question. While you ponder the answer, why don't you also ponder the question of whether or not it's okay to make a mistake? I mean, you made a mistake. You made a mistake with James Stenbeck. You made a mistake with Tonio. You made a mistake with me, didn't you? Join the human race, Lucinda. Why don't you hurt and bleed like the rest of us? If you think you can.
Anyway, we decided it was going to take so long for Sabrina's clothes to come from London, we'd better do something about it.
Well, of course, and you came to the right place. Barbara, would you like to help?
No. I'm going in the back. I have work to do.
All right. Sabrina, come with me. We'll find you something pretty. I've got some lovely things right over here. Your size, size 5.
How did you know?
Well, I've helped Franny get enough clothes, so you just look here and enjoy yourself, and I'll be back. We just have to give Barbara a little time, that's all.
I know. I guess maybe I shouldn't have brought Sabrina here, but I just thought maybe...
I know. I just wish so that if Jennifer were here, she could be such a help right now.
Yes, I wish she were here for more reasons than one. Oh, Lisa, all this business with Sabrina. I think it's punishment for what I did to my sister.
Oh, no, Kim, put that from your mind this instant. Of course not. You remember what happened. Jennifer and Bob are not getting along at all. She left him.
I know, but I don't want Sabrina to have to pay for our mistakes. Honey, did you find anything you think you'd like?
I think this would look lovely on Franny.
Oh.
Well, yes, that is a Franny type dress, isn't it? But it's not really your style.
I'm afraid I buy most of my things in secondhand shops.
Oh, well, that's because you're an artist. You like to
hello. I see the clan is gathering.
Yes, indeed. Oh, Sabrina, this is my husband, Earl Mitchell. This is our Sabrina.
Sabrina,
How
we
do you
meet
do?
at last. Well, welcome to Oakdale. As a recent outsider, I want to tell you that you're going to love it here.
Thank you, Mr. Mitchell.
Now, call me Earl. It's so good to see you,
Oh,
Kim.
bless your
We've
heart.
had a
It's good to
time.
see you, too. And Lisa tells me you're working round the clock at the Argus.
Oh, yes, I hardly ever see him, even for dinner.
Oh, well, let's change that now. Why don't the two of you join us for dinner tonight?
Oh, we would love to. right?
Absolutely.
Barbara, honey, we're going to put together a family dinner tonight. Won't you and Paul join us?
I don't think so, thank you.
Yes.
Well, I would say yes. But I have work to do. I have to redo all these sketches.
I've been admiring your sketches. You're very talented. Was your mother an artist as well?
No, my mother was a nurse. But that didn't stop her from encouraging me in my art. She was a remarkable woman. I owe her a great deal.
Bob, about the board's decision.
It
Listen,
was a fair hearing, John, and I'll respect Rex's decision. Let's leave it at that.
but I want you to know, if I had known Sabrina was alive, I would have told Kim immediately. I want you to believe that.
That's a decision that you made, and you have to live with it, not me. I've got to get to my office.
Look, Bob, I hope this isn't going to hurt our working relationship here now.
For the sake of this hospital, I will leave my personal feelings about you at home, as I've done for years.
Dad!
Here comes Andy. Let's not put him in the middle of this,
He's
okay?
my son, Bob. I can't very well...
Hi, Andy.
Hi, Bob. Dad, what happened? What happened?
In the clear. I made it.
Oh, way to go. I knew they'd believe you if you just told them the truth.
Unfortunately, the truth isn't enough for a lot of people. Come on, I'll tell you all about it.
All right.
Rosa, I don't know what to tell you about John's schedule anymore. Things are going to get better soon. I'll try to call him for you. Guys, I missed you all afternoon. I'm trying to call you. What's going on?
Well, the board cleared Dad completely.
All right.
I was kind of worried there for a minute, though. Listen, now you're always saying that I never allow you cooking time tonight. I want you to go to it. I want you to cook a celebration
right.
dinner for Dustin and Andrew and myself. The sky's the limit, okay?
Ay, Dusty, este hombre está loco. Ahora me dice que sí, ahora me dice que no.
See.
Boy, I hope that was...
Oh, well,
Listen,
now...
John,
Yeah.
did Mrs. Snyder ever make it down to the hospital?
No? Why?
Don't get mad at me, but I thought maybe she should know what was going on, and I told her, basically, and I asked her maybe she'd come down and help you through, talk to you a little.
That's very nice of you to do. Why would I be mad at you for that? Well, she probably couldn't come by, you know.
Okay.
Too much to do. You know who was there, though? Sticking up for me? Lucinda Walsh.
Miss Walsh? Wow.
Very surprising. She never does anything without an ulterior motive. Can't wait to find out what it was. Hello, Lily. John Dixon. Is your mother there?
Oh, no, she's not. She's at some big meeting at the hospital.
That meeting has been over for hours. I've been trying to track her down all afternoon to say thanks.
You want to thank my mother? What for?
Well, it's a long story. Listen, will you have her call me when she gets in?
Sure.
Lily, listen, Rosa's cooking up a big Mexican feast over here for Dustin and Andrew and myself. How'd you like to come on over and join us? You bring along a fire extinguisher.
Oh, gosh, that sounds great. It really does, but, Holden's here.
Right. Okay. Well, you give your mother that message, will you?
Yes, as soon as she gets in.
Bye-bye. Well, if Rosa will let me into the kitchen, I'll pick up some ice. You want a root beer?
Yeah, give me a root beer.
John?
Yeah.
Lily said that she couldn't make it, right?
Nah, she couldn't make it. You want a root beer?
Yeah, sure. Holden was there, right?
Dr. Dixon's been trying to get in touch with her all afternoon.
I've been trying to find her myself.
Are you okay?
No, I had a bad day today.
Okay. Are you going to stay for dinner? I have to tell Matilda or else she'll have a fit. Do I take that as a yes? Holden, please come see Matilda with me. I need protection to see that woman. Come on. Oh, I wore gear on.
What are you going to do?
I'm not filing for legal separation. No, I'm going straight to Tom Hughes' office, and I'm going to file for divorce.
Oh, Sierra, you can't mean...
Oh, I mean it. I mean it more than anything I've ever said in my entire life. And if you've been keeping this pretense up to spare my mother or to save your precious job, you can just drop it. And you can sleep with whomever you like, because I don't give a damn.
Yes, I'd like to speak with Meg Snyder. Could you page her, please? She's in the nurses training program. Thank you.
Tonio, I should tell you, if you're hungry, I should tell you that Matilda is threatening to quit again.
Since we have so much time to kill before dinner, what do you say we get down to the stables and feed this to Big Macs?
Good idea. Tonio, if my mother comes back, please tell her that Dr. Dixon called. Yo.
Yes.
Please.
Yes.
Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine. I'm just thinking about business.
Business. Business. That's our cue to leave. Business. No business talk. Give me that apple. Let's go. See ya. Go. Go.
Hello. Why are you calling me? Oh, all right, all right. Holden!
Yeah?
It's your sister Meg. She sounds upset.
Hi, Maggie. Meg, slow down. Does Mama know? Is she gonna go out there? Okay, Maggie. Thanks for telling me, okay? My Uncle Henry in Kansas, he just died.
So I already met Tom's associate, Jessica Griffin, who's filing the divorce papers, and I told Tonio that if he tried to contest it, I would just name Barbara as co-respondent.
Good going.
Yeah, oh, you're not gonna believe this. My mother tracked me down at Tom's office and tried to talk me out of a divorce. And get this one. She knew about Barbara and Tonio's affair from the beginning. Yes, even defended him. Then she went on about Tonio's qualities and how a baby needs a father.
Oh, my God, you've been through the ringer today between your mother and Tonio.
Yeah, well, look, it's over. And I have Craig to thank for that.
Yeah. Oh, Craig, that reminds me. I have to give him a call. Do you mind?
No, go right ahead. I want to talk to him, too.
Business things. I had a message. I think it's pretty important. Hi, it's me.
Hi, Bets. What's up?
Well, listen, I had a message in our service from Fred Blackman, and he said he wanted to sign on as a client.
Hot dog. All right. You get right back to him and tell him I'll be in touch with him next week.
Okay, don't hang up. Sierra wants to say hi. Okay. Thanks.
Hi, Craig. I just want to tell you that I am truly grateful for what you told me. And I've gone ahead and started the divorce proceedings.
Now I understand why your mother came barreling in here.
Wait, my mother was there.
Your mother's still here. But I gotta go now. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Craig.
You blew it, sweetheart. Sierra's got you figured out. Got it all figured out. The only one who doesn't is Lily, and I would be very careful in that department, huh?
Oh, please. Now I'm getting threats about Lily again. You've got plans, haven't you, for me and my girls? You got plans for everybody. Tell me something. Where does Miss Snyder fit into all that?
No. I will not discuss Iva with you, except to say that I think that she should tell Lily the truth, and I told her so.
Oh, yeah? Yeah? Are you going to marry that girl? You tell her that she better come up with the name of Lily's father, because that's going to be the first question that Lily asks. I'm surprised it isn't a question that you have asked.
It's not really important.
It's not important. Okay, baby. She didn't tell you her big secret between the sheets, huh? It's not important. You have so many plans for my kids that I'm so glad that now, if this surgery really worked out, you'll be able to have kids of your own, and you can worry about them. But if you're planning on breeding with Miss Snyder, I would pursue the paternity thing. Follow through on that. Also find out how many other stallions were there ahead of you.
Well, I'm just so glad it's all over.
So am I. Rex handled it very well.
I don't know how in the world that old Johnny Dixon can live with himself after what he's done.
Has it been hard on Andy seeing his father with feet of clay?
Well, I'm sure that's not the interpretation that he gives Andy. You know, Andy came to the hospital twice. He was so concerned about that board meeting.
Well, I just hope John isn't going to force Andy to take sides.
I wonder what side old Lucy Walsh is going to take when she writes it in her old rag sheet.
I hadn't even thought of that.
No. I guarantee the Argus, not a mention.
Oh, thank you.
Speaking of Lucinda Walsh, she had a lot to do with the board's decision. She made a rousing speech about the separation of legal and moral issues. She saved John's bacon.
What? No, I can't believe that. She hates Johnny.
Well, she's always full of surprises. You know that. She endorsed Tom as district attorney.
Well, that's true. But talking about Tom, have you told him about things yet?
No, I'm flying down to Washington to tell him in person.
Oh, good.
Am I interrupting?
No, of course not. Listen, I understand you went shopping.
Yes, I was very impressed with Barbara's shop. I was hoping she could join us for dinner this evening, but I don't think she's comfortable with me.
Oh, well, let's just take one day at a time, sweetie.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mammy. Oh, don't you look lovely, Sabrina?
Thank you.
Oh, that's charming.
Once Betsy gets here, we can eat.
Yeah. What about Andy? Oh, Andy has decided to have dinner with his father tonight.
Yeah, my dad was cleared of all the charges, but not everyone's convinced he's telling the truth.
Same thing with my dad. It just seems like everybody had it in for him.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, my stomach is starting to talk.
Listen, I gotta go, all right? I'll see you later.
What's taking us so long? Rosa!
Hey!
How long does it take to throw a couple of steaks on the fire?
I don't throw food anywhere. I cook it.
Oh, boy.
Can't do that.
All right, now what? Now she starves us out, right?
You can't
That's
do
the
that.
whole
She takes
thing.
the cooking
you
very
gotta-
seriously.
you gotta
You
be
insult
nice
her
to
like
her.
that, you
I
can't.
didn't insult her.
That's an insult.
Money to... All right. I'll tell you what. I will go and I'll try to make peace with her, all right?
You should do that.
Hold it.
Listen, why is he in such a bad mood? Well, because the board cleared him, but people just don't forgive and forget. He's got that on his mind, obviously.
Hey!
You got something for me?
Chivo asado!
All right.
You guys gonna have to dig in on your own. I have an emergency.
Hey? Okay, Mr. Big Doctor. You go, I quit.
I don't have time to argue with you. Suit yourself.
No more. No más, me voy. No aguanto más.
Well, obviously, he didn't mean that. He's
But I mean it. Working for the man. How you say it? The bits.
It's all right, Matthew. I'll wait in here for Lucinda.
I've been waiting for Lucinda for almost an hour myself.
Can I get you anything, Miss
No,
Fry?
thank you, Matthew. I would leave, but I have an appointment with Lucinda about some changes for my factory.
Barbara, I'm now in charge of the construction division. You should come to me.
Really? Well, I have no intention of going to you for anything.
Look, Barbara, we're both professionals. I find this hostility not only unnecessary, but distasteful.
Now, Tonio, you know, I wish I'd never laid eyes on you.
Well, the feeling is mutual. If it hadn't been for you, I might still have my marriage intact.
You never had a marriage. The only reason you've kept Sierra around is as an insurance policy, so you'd be sure to be Lucinda's heir. Now, it's a good thing that you got your pretty little wife pregnant, because otherwise you would have been out in your keister a long time ago. Tell Lucinda I'll call her.
Look, you don't deserve a warning, but I'm not quite as vindictive as you are. Sierra is filing for divorce, so you should be prepared.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Attends, Bladder Control Protection, and by Ivory Liquid. Your hands can feel soft, smooth, doing dishes the Ivory way. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Well, Sierra, hello, hello. You know, pregnancy really does become you. I've never seen you look lovelier.
Save that for someone else, Barbara.
I beg your pardon?
I tried to tell you, Barbara. Sierra knows.
Surprise. I suppose you thought I was just too innocent or naive. I wouldn't see what was going on right under my own nose.
Look, I don't know what Tonio told you.
No, see, Tonio didn't tell me anything. He wouldn't. But then again, neither would you, Barbara. You know, your real flair for style lies under the heading of hypocrisy and lies.
Sierra, I don't think this is the...
No, wait, Barbara. I'm really not through talking to you yet. See, I filed for divorce. And if Tonio here contested, I'm going to have to name you as co-respondent.
No, wait,
so
just a second.
Don't you think the press would have a field day with that? So I would advise you to persuade your ex-lover here not to contest it. Well, unless, of course, you want your son to go through all the sordid details, along with everyone else in Oakdale.
No, wait, just a minute. I know that why you're reacting like this, but you don't understand a few things here.
Barbara, I understand. Well, actually, there is one thing that puzzles me. I really thought you had better taste.
I've had enough.
Barbara, I'm late.
Lucinda, I'll call you about some changes, all right?
Ah. Hello, Tonio. Hello, dear. I'm glad you
Mother,
dropped by.
this is not a social occasion. I came here to find out why you went to see Craig.
Darling, the less said about that guy, the better.
Oh, that guy is the only person who had the guts to be honest with me.
Darling, he is a spoiled brat who just doesn't want to see you happy with anybody.
Oh, yeah, Tony and I have been really happy. Mother, I have changed. Listen to me. I'm not the doormat I used to be, and I don't want to be humiliated by a marriage that isn't a marriage. Not anymore, okay? I thought I could turn to you for help at some point, and I see I can't.
I just don't want you to make another mistake.
I made the biggest mistake of my life. I'm trying to get out of it. And if you won't accept my decision to go through this divorce, I will walk out of your life, too. And that is no threat, Mother. That is a promise.
Oh, my. Well, you didn't handle that particularly well.
I'm sorry to bother you, Mrs. Walsh. Matilda's throwing a fit again. Nobody's told her when to serve dinner.
Matthew, I don't give a fig about Matilda. Tell Matilda to stick her head in the oven.
Yes, ma'am.
As for you, if this divorce alienates my daughter from me, I'm going to hold you responsible.
Well, why don't you hold Craig responsible? He's the one that started this.
Forget about Craig. Craig thinks that he can play with fire and not get burned. He's going to be surprised.
Well, all I know is that every time I turn around, you've got another woman in here.
It's my fatal flaw.
Oh.
Well, it settles it. I'll never trust him again.
But I'm glad I told you.
You know, if he lied to me over and over and over again about Barbara, he probably lied to me about everything. He probably lies to everybody about everything. He probably lies to his psychiatrist. And that's a pretty low opinion to have to father your child, don't you think?
It's your fault that she ran off and married Tonio in the first place. Only you never were man enough to take the responsibility or man enough to lose gracefully. You're a dog in the manger. You can't have her, so no one else can.
Hello. Oh. Iva, hi. God, it's good to hear your voice. Honey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. How are you and Emma holding up, huh? I wish I could be there with you. God, you don't know how much.
Look at this place. It's a mess. It's filthy. I mean, I can tell Max has not been brushed in weeks. I mean, Larry, what does that guy do all day? Ugh.
Yeah, I wonder.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're thinking about your Uncle Henry, and I'm going on about how messy the stalls are.
It's strange. I only met Uncle Henry a couple times. Once when I was about 5. The other time was before he went to London. Never met Aunt Elizabeth or their son. But, they're still family, so I just hope Mom and I are taking it all right.
Why? Were they closer to him than you were?
Yeah, in a way.
I never would have guessed that. I mean, I don't know. Every time someone mentions your relatives in Kansas, I just pick up these weird vibrations. Like you really don't like them or something.
It goes back to when, Iva and Meg were staying there. Look, let me do that for you, okay?
Oh, good. You have the strongest hands I've ever seen. I love to see you work like that. And Max does, too. Don't you, Max? Don't you? Don't you want it?
One of these days, she's gonna find out the truth about Josh and Iva. And then she'll never forgive me. And that'll give Miss Walsh a great excuse to fire my butt, and then I'll be back mucking out stables.
Hey. Hey, you angry about something?
No, but, no, I really need you.
Don't let it go. It took to you right away. She loved those nursery rhymes, especially the one about Banbury Cross. You've never heard that. Well, that was my nanny's favorite.
Now you're passing it on to other children.
Yes, I even tried it on my baby brother. 2 weeks ago, I didn't know I had a baby brother, that any of you existed. How do you do? Still seems unreal.
You couldn't be more real to us, sweetheart. Whenever you feel like that, you just look at us and see how glad we are that you've come into our lives.
Well, thank you. That makes me feel better.
Oh, Nancy has a wonderful way of making little stray cats feel very much at home.
I can't imagine your ever being a stray cat.
Oh, my goodness. I think there were times when Bob would have liked to have thrown this cat right out the door, right, Bob?
I don't think we should go into that right now, Mrs. Mitchell.
No.
Suffice to say, your Aunt Lisa and the Hughes go way back.
I must say I'm still shocked about what you told me about Susan's visit. Oh, I don't know why. It surprised me. The last time I spoke to her before she left, I told her that I'd let her know if I heard from Emily. She said not to bother.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, really?
Can you imagine?
Well, now, tell me, though, what did Emily's letter say?
She said she was safe and not to worry.
And how could you not worry when you know that she's with James, for heaven's sake? Excuse me. Hello.
Hello, this is Eric Dignam.
Oh, Mr. Dignam, hello. How nice to hear from you. I know that you're answering Sabrina's call. I'll put her right on.
Eric, how good of you to ring back. What time is it in London?
Oh, about 2 o'clock in the morning.
You always were a night owl. So good to hear a familiar voice. Now, isn't that funny? I know I had a reason for wanting to speak to you, and I can't remember what it was.
Is it all going well, Sabrina?
Everyone's very kind to me. They're all doing their best to make me feel at home.
Yes, when I met the Hugheses in London, they seemed like very warm and considerate people.
Oh, they are?
So? Why do I sense a butt hiding away in the center of all that enthusiasm?
Eric, all my life I've been alone, save an occasional fortnight with Mona, and suddenly I'm in the middle of a big demonstrative family, and they so much want to make me a part of it, but I really don't belong here. On top of that, my presence has caused them a great many problems.
Oh, give it time, Sabrina.
Well, of course, I will. But I'm beginning to think that the best thing for all of us would be for me to return to England.
So, Miss Walsh, I'm just thinking that if you're still having a problem in the kitchen with Matilda, or if you know anyone who needs a cook, Rosa would be excellent for the job.
Darling, it's been such a crazy day, I might take you up on it.
Well, not necessarily, just an interview to meet with her and
No,
see
she
if she
should
can
call Matthew.
help you out somehow.
Mr. Donovan's cook Rose... Matthew?
Yes.
What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry. Matilda was upset because nobody ate dessert.
Matthew.
She threw it at you again.
Oh, Matthew, I'm sorry. I think you've come at the right time. I'm sick of that tire in the kitchen.
Miss Walsh, just to meet with
Tell
her.
Rosa that I'll give her a trial. I will.
I refuse to work under these conditions. Matilda, you no longer have to. I am on a diet and I don't want dessert and you are fired and you can pick up your month's pay in the morning and be out of this house. Oh. Matilda, you must call your agency because Dr. Dixon here is actually looking for a cook, and I think the two of you, your personalities would make a famous marriage.
Well, how did she know I need a cook? Well, I came over here to see if maybe Miss Walsh would meet with Rosa and hire her, and she already hired her, so that's it.
Walk you out. We'll see you.
Goodbye, Dusty.
I'll be back.
Dixon. Hi, Holden.
Well, hello.
Hello.
You look a little down. Would you like...
No, I don't mean to.
Did you come... Actually, I should congratulate you, right?
Well, a great deal that has to do with you and the speech you made in the boardroom this morning. I wanted to come by and say thank you.
I thought it was trite.
Well, it was long. But thank you anyway.
Yeah, I don't expect any thanks.
What do you expect? Oh, no.
John, really? Come on. Why are you so suspicious, huh?
Because I know you don't do favors for people without asking.
Can I be genuinely grateful that you kept quiet, Lily?
I told you I don't go around hurting kids.
No, you just like to hurt adults.
Oh, here we go. This is it, right? This is it.
All right.
What is it going to be?
You
The
wanted
best 2
that,
out
and
of
I gave
3,
it to you.
3
You
out
get
of
what you
5?
want.
I know. I'm just afraid of that. So I thought I would tell you. If one word of that gets into that yellow rag you call a newspaper
John,
under that silly television set
Did you come
got.
here to thank me, or did you come here to give me a lecture?
I came here to warn you.
I don't want to listen to any of your warnings.
Good, then I'm not going to tell you about Rosa. If anybody deserves terminal heartburn, it's you.
About that time.
Yeah, just one more chapter.
Must be a good book.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry I spent the whole evening working on some stupid sketches. You probably should have had dinner with the Hugheses after all.
Nope.
Nope.
I'd rather be here with you.
Huh.
Besides, Andy had dinner with his father. They were celebrating Dr. Dixon's getting cleared by the hospital board. How do you feel about all that?
Well, I'm afraid I can't give you a quick or easy answer on that one.
Yeah. Andy's pretty confused, too. His dad's telling him one thing, and then his mom and Dr. Hughes are telling him another. So he's kind of caught in the middle.
So he's kind of caught in the middle like you are kind of caught in the middle. I hope someday you can understand why I feel about your dad the way I do.
Hey, everybody has the right to their own opinion. As long as you don't keep me from seeing Dad when he comes back.
Paul, I don't think you realize the serious trouble your father would be facing if he came back to town.
It doesn't matter. He'll find a way. It's the last thing he said to me. He promised he'll be back.
Yeah, so I think I'm just going to take a hot bath and crawl into my little bed.
Well, I just called to see how everything went with your mother.
Oh, nothing new. She is sure that Craig was out for revenge, and she thinks I should get back together with Tonio. Don't worry. I told her my mind's made up, and if she didn't agree with that, then we didn't have anything to discuss.
How'd she react to that?
Oh, I didn't give her time. Oh, Betsy, you're not gonna believe this. I ran into Barbara and Tonio.
Together?
You got it. So I gave Barbara a piece of my mind, told her what I thought of her.
You have had quite a day. Listen, I'll let you go. I know you're exhausted, but if you need anything, I'm right here, okay? And, just remember, if you have any second thoughts about what you're doing, forget them because you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. Thanks, Betsy. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Bye-bye. Wait, I'm coming. Who is it?
It's Tonio, Sierra. Please, open the door. Please, Sierra.
What are you doing here?
Sierra, you can't just cut me out of your life. You're carrying
Tonio,
my
there's
child.
nothing more to discuss. I've already told you that. Nothing.
Sierra, please.
No, but look, I want out of this marriage. I want out fast, and I'll take you to court if I have to. I've told you that.
All right. I won't try to stop you.
Well, good, because it'd be a waste of your time and your energy, Tonio.
So, Craig has his revenge after all.
Oh, come on. Craig is the only person who's been honest with me. He's the only one. Tonio, it's over. Good night, and please don't come back here.
Thank you. I don't remember any of it.
I think I do. Sabrina, you have to take all of this with a grain of salt. It's a wonderful family that we have here, but we're all a little crazy.
I think maybe we'd better change the subject.
Yes, I'm sure you do.
Well,
and I thought you were expecting Barbara and Paul.
Well, I did invite her, but she had a lot of work to do tonight.
Before I was interrupted, I did want to finish my story. Bob and I had this terrible fight, but after it was over, we had such fun making up.
Now, Lisa.
No, it's true. We went to the sweet shop, and he got me a wonderful chocolate shake or something fattening.
Hi. Looks like everyone's having a good time.
Come on in.
Why don't you have some dessert, guy?
Oh, I don't know, Andrew.
It's all right, isn't it, Mom?
Yes, yes, of course.
I don't think it's a good idea, Andrew. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Good night, John.
Dad, wait up. Dad!
Just 2 more pages.
Uh-huh. Hand it over. You don't have to finish it in one night, you know.
Lights out.
You know what? Your mommy loves you.
Oh, come on. You're just saying X you feel guilty because you worked all night?
No, I'd say that even if I didn't feel guilty. And I promise you, I won't bury myself in my work every night, okay?
You really gonna come to that hockey game with Detective Munson and me?
Absolutely. You really like Hal, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, Sprite, sleep tight, okay? I'm gonna hop in the shower and hit the hay.
Good night.
Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Oh. Hello? Dad, is that you? No, it's okay. Mom's in the shower. Where are you?
Stay tuned for Capital. Furs provided by Christie Brothers. Jewelry by Monet. Join us tomorrow